2023 BMW X1. The X1 is the newest model from BMW, and it follows the trend of subcompact luxury automobiles that are becoming more and more popular. Instead of being an SUV, it's more like a tall hatchback. The all-new X1 will have a more SUV-like appearance thanks to an increase in height, length, and breadth of 1.7 inches, and a widening of 0.9 inches. The designers at BMW have given the X1 a more upright aspect, giving it a more imposing profile and making it appear as if it belongs in the same family as the X3 and X5. Along with the redesigned grille, which is broader, the designers have also given the X1 a more commanding profile. So, what should you expect from the 2023 BMW X1? Well, the X1 retains the very same character despite its newly buffed look. The sole model that will be available when it first goes on sale is the X1 xDrive 28i, which has an all-wheel drive system powered by a turbocharged 2.0-liter inline four-cylinder. BMW has entirely redesigned the engine to operate on the Miller combustion cycle via both port and direct fuel injection. This was necessary in order for the engine to function properly. In comparison to its predecessor, which only had 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, the brand new, entirely electronically controlled 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission produces 241 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. Because they are placed on the steering wheel, the paddle shifters that come standard on M Sport models make selecting the gears manually much less difficult. Another of its kind feature is called the Sport Boost function, and it changes all the engine and chassis settings to their most sporty and aggressive configurations for the most instant acceleration imaginable. The standard 18-inch wheels help the new stance of the SUV, and for the first time, purchasers of the M Sport package have the option of upgrading to 20-inch wheels. In addition, BMW raised the caster angle of the front strut-type suspension of the X1 by 15% to improve the steering feel and performance of the vehicle when tracking down an interstate. According to BMW, the fact that the springs and dampers in the multi-link rear suspension are physically separated from one another creates more space within the vehicle, both for passengers and their luggage. The M Sport variant features a suspension drop of 0.6 inches and a quicker steering ratio than the standard model. In addition, frequency-selective dampers are incorporated into the design. The interior of the X1 has undergone a similar transformation to the exterior, with a higher seating position to match the increased height of the vehicle and a huge touchscreen that is gently curved and a digital gauge cluster that seamlessly merges to become the focal point of the dashboard. Both of these features were designed to match the height of the vehicle. The inside is outfitted with various materials and textures, such as speaker grills with a crosshatch pattern, chrome flashes surrounding the unique central air vent, in addition to the outboard vents, and pinstripe plastic on the center console, stitched leather, and many more. When upgrading to BMW's iDrive Operating System 8, the X1 does away with the iDrive control knob in the center console of the previous model in favor of an all-touch and all-voice control interface. The X1 from 2023 does not have any physical buttons on the dashboard. Instead, the only places where buttons can be found are on the steering wheel, door panels for window and lock controls, and the side of the steering wheel on the driver's left side for light controls. This is a break from prior generations of the X1, which had physical buttons for various functions, such as adjusting the temperature and radio settings. The ignition button, a joystick for gear selection, controls for the parking brake and flashers, and a large control wheel for the volume are all located on a floating, cantilevered panel in front of the center armrest. Everything else is done on the touchscreen, which measures 10.7 inches, and the digital gauge cluster measures 10.25 inches. The level of technological advancement will continue to advance in the years to come, and as part of the BMW app, digital phones as a key option and a new digital identity, BMW ID, with system preferences, seat memory, on-screen shortcuts, and navigation settings are being made available by BMW. Both of these features may be accessed through the BMW app. When you enter the vehicle using the BMW ID on your phone, the automobile will adjust any preset settings to correspond with your individual preferences. And as is standard for BMWs, it has blind spot monitoring, frontal collision warning, emergency braking, lane departure warning, parking spots, and emergency braking sensors. As part of the optional Driving Assistant Professional package, you may get adaptive cruise control that includes self-steering lane keep help and the capability to stop and accelerate the BMW while it is moving through traffic. If you are traveling at less than 40 miles per hour in your X1, it is possible to practice hands-free driving while on the freeway. If you enjoyed watching this video, check out these other videos. Thanks for watching.